Hi, my name is Laura Luco, and I'm with GFI Digital, and I'm your account manager. Today, I'm going to be going over the Ricoh IM C6010. Although this might not be the model that you have in your office, all of the Ricoh functionalities are very similar. Things that we will be going over today are the document feeder, the bypass tray, paper feed, staple finishing, and the control panel, as well as your toning. Again, if you have a black and white machine, it may look a little different than this, but again, all simple. Something that's important to note with any Ricoh device that you have is there's going to be a service tag that is referenced to GFI Digital service and supplies. Two things to remember: the phone number or the email addresses. Personally, I like the email addresses because it creates paper trail. The two choices of email addresses is service@gfidigital.com or supplies@gfidigital.com. If you're not necessarily sure whether it's service, supplies, or help desk, just know as long as you say it's Laura with GFI Digital, placing some sort of service call or supplies call for machine ID EW358, that dispatch team will be able to know whether it is a service, supplies, or a help desk call. Do know that if it is a help desk call and does need to be escalated to someone to come on site, our dispatch team will know to bring someone and schedule any time that's best for you for them to come out. This is your document feeder, mostly used for scanning. This is your scanning glass. Your scanning glass is used with anything with maybe a binded edge. If there is a binded edge, know that you can pick up the back of the copier or the document feed lid, place it down, and this will actually eliminate the shadow that is created from the binded edge. You'll also notice a purple cloth. You can use this purple cloth on the edge of the camera, which is actually the camera of the scan. Maybe you'll notice some dust or a black line that comes across your scan. It most likely just needs a cleaning. This is your bypass tray. Anything for envelopes, labels, or specialty paper. Know that whenever you do insert something into the bypass tray, it is automatically detected and will pull the paper from the bypass tray. Located here are your toner compartments. You can easily twist and pull to remove your toner and insert your new. Your paper trays, your first drawer is always dedicated to 8.5 by 11. These drawers fit up to 550 sheets. When inserting your paper, it's important to kind of do a fan function. This helps it lay gently down on the bottom, creating a flat surface for your paper to be picked up by. Drawer 2, 3, and 4 can go up to as large as 13 by 19 paper. Your green tabs are the tabs that are able to adjust the paper size. So if you have 11 by 17, legal, or want to dedicate this drawer to also 8.5 by 11, you can use those green tabs by being able to interchange your size. This IMC series has a staple finisher, most commonly known as your output tray. But what's most really important here is to know how to refill your staple cartridge. So on this device, you'll know all of the blue color inserts that are, again, tabs that you are able to touch and maneuver with. But if to remove and replace staples, you're able to pull this drawer out. And if you go under to this tab and pull it out, this is where your staples are going to be held, where you can refill and store your staples. You easily insert it back in, close the drawer, and shut the door. This is your control panel home screen. Your home screen is where you can see your home button. I always like to reference this as if you get lost in your settings of either copying or scanning or USB or even this waffle that I'm going to note on, you can always just go home to go back to your original settings. So let's start with the waffle. The waffle is where you can find your address book up in your apps. So this is something that you can use to input new users or delete old users. Again, go home, and then let's talk about your USB setting. So on the side of here to the left actually is where you can put a flash drive into this section here. It will pop up on the screen whether you want to print from USB or scan from USB. by selecting which option you want to do is exactly what can be done. This is mostly utilized if someone is out in the field and doesn't have access to a device of any sort where they are only able to put it onto some sort of flash drive. It's a really easy way to be able to print the documents that you were able to store out on the road or away from your desk and be able to print it from the machine. Your next functionality is your copy. So you're gonna see it's in bold, large letter, and very easy, user-friendly way to know what you're exactly copying. Everything will be set up automatically on black and white. Your paper select will automatically be selected for your paper tray. So what this means is no matter what drawer has paper, that's where it will pull. Also your quantity, so if you wanna make more than one, this is where you can add how many quantity you would like. And since this is an image-based copier, you want to make sure that you tell the machine, is it a one-sided document that you want it to be a two-sided document? Or is it a 2-to-2, 2-to-1, or would you like it to do a staple? If you want to go farther in depth into your finishing options, you can actually hit your staple icon and change your bottom left staple. Or if you would like to go more into the original settings and create more of a density, if it is a file that was sent to you that may not be as dense and you would like it to be darker, you can set up the density to be darker. Also, if you wanted to do batch scanning, so your document feeder is set up to be a 220 sheet single pass document feeder. What this means is that it can hold up to 220 sheets, but if you have a document that's over 300 pages, you know that the document feeder can take 220 sheets. So you want to go in, hit that batch button, press start, and then it'll actually tell you to load your next file of papers to be able to transaction it into either one copy or into one scan. So again, if you have all of these functions set up and you say, you know what, I don't want any of them anymore, either hit reset or you can just go home and start over. If you go to your scanning settings next, you either have the option to be scan to email or scan to folder. This is going to be mostly set up to scan to email. Your address book will actually be on the bottom of this contact reference. So you can either use the icon of the letter or you most frequently used. You can also add a destination if you do have a quick user that needs to use the scan feature. Again, once that document is inside of that document feeder, it'll actually automatically recognize it and turn this start button to a brighter green. So then you know that the document is inside the document feeder, it does recognize it, and you can complete your scan. But again, if you go through these functionalities and say, never mind, I want to start over, you can either reset or go home. Another thing that you are able to utilize is the toner levels. This is actually called a widget. So this widget I like to have on all of the control panels. It's a great way to know where your toner levels are. It's important to know that all of your toners should have backups, and whenever your toner does run out, supply one of your backups into the machine. And again, make sure you restock on your toner to always replenish your backups. How I was able to get this widget here was you go to your waffle, to the widgets. And again, these are all options that you can actually add to your home screen. So here's that toner supply information that I like. If you just hold it down, you're actually able to set anything up on any screen that you would like. Again, if you're lost or confused, go home. And if you keep scrolling over, here's another way to get to your address books along with your settings. And a settings is a great way. Again, another way to get to your address book, your paper tray settings, basic settings, and anything like, for example, counter. You are going to be set up automatically on getting your page counts through GFI Digital. Whatever reason you did need a print counter list, you're able to hit the green print counter list button, press start, and it'll come out. And again, if this is something you want to go out of, you can close, or like my rule of thumb, go home. Thank you again for listening to this training. My goal is for you to enjoy your Ricoh multifunctional device as well as seamlessly use it. If you have any questions, please give me a call or please utilize the service tag that is located here on your machine for service, supplies, help desk, whatever you need. We look forward to servicing you excellence.